Hi everyone, this is Tarana. I hope you enjoyed this video. This is about how to make a simple tree, and this is my first video, so I hope you like it, and excuse my horrible voice. Anyways, let's get to it, shall we? Okay, here what I'm doing is doing a simple light outline of a tree, and they look like a C that's backwards and another C that's the right way. And then I draw a wonky line at the top to join them together. So I know you can't see it, but don't worry, I will show it in a minute. Now what I'm gonna do is show you my light source, which is in this case on the right side. This is just a guideline for me, so I draw my arrows in. And now I'm gonna start off by drawing some branches in, and then having some sticks and twigs coming out of this big branch. So this branch has to come from wide to thin. I know you can't see it, but it should look something like this. Okay, now what I'm doing is I'm continuing that same process of big branches and some sticks and twigs coming out of it. So I do quite a lot of this, and you should end up with something like this. Okay, now that line that we joined the 2 points together at the top would now be rubbed off, but not all of it, only the big parts that I feel like my big branches have come out from this tree could join into. What I mean by that is that there are some big branches in this tree that I drew that I felt like it could be part of the tree rather than a branch that is an extra branch coming out. And you'll notice what I mean by the shadings later on. Notice I'm still using a HB pencil and nothing more at this point still. And now with the HB pencil I'm adding in light, very light shadings on my dark side, and I'm moving on from there to my lightest side. This helps me to know where my base of my light and dark would be. So now that you see my base of my light and dark, I'll move on to a darker pencil, which is a B pencil. Now you don't have to use another dark pencil if you're good at toning with a HB pencil. Honestly saying, I'm not really that good, so that's why I'm using a darker pencil. Now I know where my darkest part of my tree is, so I'm just shading that part in right now. And as you can see, it is very dark, so my lighting is coming from my right side from this. And again, I'm still using the B pencil here now, and it's not a HB this time. And what you're doing gradually is building up on your tones. Again, here I'm using the dark B pencil, and I am actually switching back and forth from the B pencil and the 2B pencil at this tip of the tree, only because that was my most darkest point. Now I'm using the 2B pencil, which is the next darkest, because I really wanted to emphasize on how dark that side of the tree is. Well, as you can see, I've gone back to the HB pencil, and this is to just show the light and dark again. And now what I'm doing is using the rubber to neaten out the edges. This will make the drawing a more clearer, not too smudgy. Of course, I had to rub out some of the darker shadings because it was too dark, so my rubber needed to be clean. So I do have like a separate paper for that, like a scrap paper or something, so you can clean your rubber. Of course you want to continuously blend it out, but here I'm using the HB pencil still. And this is like the bottom part of the tree. Again, my dark side, and I'm using the HB pencil, and I made it a little wonky to give it the emphasis that it's a tree with a personality. And then here I'm using the B pencil again, because I wanted to emphasize on the darkness but not too much. And on the other side too, still using the B pencil. Because it's at the bottom, it's going to be more darker. So mainly my light source is the center. I'm just drawing a little ground so the tree actually has a place to stand. And I continue. Now what I'm doing is using my finger to blend in the tree. You don't have to do this if you like your pencil marks, because it actually has a realism to it when you add the pencil marks. But some of the parts I wanted to blend it together to give it that smoother texture. Of course, after when I wiped it, I used the rubber. It's a pointed rubber, so it helped me clean out the edges. I did it in a more roughy kind of way to allow the tree's personality to be there. And this kind of rubber really helps when you're doing like the points of parts of your picture, especially on trees, because trees have a lot of points and things where you can't use big rubbers for. Again, you make sure to clean out the rubber and then work back onto the cleaner surfaces. And that's how you should have it. Now we're going to work on the leaves using a very sharp HB pencil. You want to start outlining your sticks again that are coming out of your branches. And what you're doing is doing this very rounded, tight circles, circular motions going clockwise, and you're joining these tight circles together, and this produces very nice trees. Not trees, leaves. And it allows you to build up on it. And because I'm starting from my right side, I have to make sure that this is my lightest side, and that's one thing I have trouble with, and I know a lot of people do too, with the whole toning of things, like the light and dark force. It's a very difficult thing, but it's you just have to have a lot of practice. So again, I'm using this tight circle, very very tight, and going around it. And you can see our picture's now coming to life. Okay, when I finished doing that part, I actually wanted to add a bit more leaves to my tree. So what I end up doing is adding more sticks and twigs, like lines coming out, and then I added more tight circles for the leaves. And this method is really good because it allows your build up, so you can add more leaves where you want to, just the way I did right now, and it helps to produce that. I felt that my branch at the bottom felt a bit lonely, so I actually did decide to add some leaves to that too. I felt, oh okay, that looks too small and lonely, so I thought I'd add more, and there you go. And yeah, so again, this is a very good method for leaves because you get to add in more tight circles and build up from that. It's really good. And again, this is my dark side, so you need to make sure to make it dark, and I'm using the B pencil here as well, just for that part. Here's your finished picture. It looks complex, but you managed to do it, so I hope you liked it. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you have any requests, please let me know. As long as there's no animal or people, I'll take any kind of request. Thank you very much again. Bye.